mind back an hour ago, an hour or two ago, were you feeling positive or negative? How have you been feeling most of the day? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling depressed, confused, frustrated, irritable? Because research has shown that most of us are spending most of our time in a negative frame of mind rather than a positive one. And that's why we all want to rewire our brains. So, if you would like to rewire your brain, Positive Intelligence is the program for you. It's based on this groundbreaking work by Shirzad Chamine. Shirzad Chamine wrote a New York Times best-selling book called Positive Intelligence, based on this very science. They have done research with over 1 million people now around the world who have been able to rewire their brain by doing the program. How the program works is that you do certain exercises called PQ reps and various focus exercises as well, where you learn to intercept the saboteurs that are in your brain. The way we self-sabotage. For example, we have the judge who is always judging at every turn, judging ourselves, others, and circumstances. That is the judge, which is that little voice in our head negatively talking about everything and everyone and how situations should be different. And then we have the avoider that likes to procrastinate, and the controller that likes to have everything perfectly under control and people perfectly under control, and the hyperachiever that bases their value on success, and the hyper rational who is always in their rational mind thinking, very logical and unable to see things from an emotional perspective. We have the hyper vigilant that is worried all the time, anxious, and always seeing the worst possible outcome of every scenario. The pleaser that is so busy rescuing and caring for others that they often don't tend to themselves and start getting resentful because of it. And the restless that is so busy all the time that they are not able to be present in this moment right now. The stickler that is a perfectionist, and the victim that is poor me, the world's against me, I've got a bad deal in life. So each of us has these accomplices, these accomplice saboteurs. The judge is the master saboteur, and each of us has our own little brand of hierarchy of the other saboteurs. And that is the root cause of our not being successful, of us not getting what we want. It's the root cause of us not attaining the kind of wellness, performance, and relationships we really want to have. And so Positive Intelligence goes to this root cause, and it teaches us how to intercept those saboteurs, how to stop them in their tracks, and how to move us into the sage perspective and the sage brain and the sage powers. So we have the survival brain where all these saboteurs live, where all our fears are, and then the sage where we're in love, in focused action, laser focused action, where we are navigating our way through life on purpose with meaning, where we are exploring the world and curious about everything, where we are innovating and thinking outside the box creatively. And so it's moving us from our survival brain and left brain into more our prefrontal cortex and right brain. And that is what Positive Intelligence does. It is clinically proven. You can see it on an MRI. By the end of the 7-week program, you will have seen there is more gray matter in the prefrontal cortex and right brain, and some atrophied gray matter, less gray matter in the survival brain and left brain. Isn't that amazing? And as a result, you are feeling calmer, more in control. You are more in control of your emotions. This also helps with emotional intelligence. Positive Intelligence is proven to improve 17 out of the 18 emotional intelligence competencies, and that has a huge effect on your life. So positive intelligence is based on neuroscience, cognitive behavioral psychology, performance science, and positive psychology. And it really makes you feel more positive. It helps you move into more ease, joy, and flow. So what happens when you come into the program is you have a video module that drops. Everything is app driven, by the way, except for the Zoom meetings that you have with me as a coach. So that happens once a week. You get a video module on your app once a week, which is Shirzad Chamine, the Stanford University lecturer and author of the best-selling book, Positive Intelligence. He's actually leading the course on the app side. And then he gives you focus exercises that open up every day. And those focus exercises are helping you to intercept your saboteurs and move into your sage brain. They're giving you PQ reps, a positive intelligence quotient, like you get emotional intelligence quotient and intellectual intelligence quotient, IQ, EQ. There is also PQ. So a PQ rep is the way that you build your mental fitness, the way that you build the mental muscle to rewire your brain. Because building mental muscle is very similar to going and working out in the gym. You are going to have to do it on a daily basis. You can't just read a book and your muscles build. And in the same way, you can't just read a book and your mental muscles build. You have to actually do the work. And that's what's so special. But when I say the work, it is doing those wonderful PQ reps. I'll give you a quick example of a PQ rep. Just sit very quietly, breathing in deeply, and notice the furthest sound away that you can hear. So listen for the furthest sound away that you can hear from you right now. And now listen for the closest sound that you can hear. Maybe it's the sound of your own breathing. And can you see how doing that one little 10-second PQ rep has brought you into presence? It's brought you into a different frame of mind. Now imagine doing that for 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day. How your life would change. That's what the app does for you. I can't do that for you as a coach. The app helps drive the right behaviors, helps drive those habits. But where I can help you as a coach, leading you through, guiding you through the positive intelligence program, is those weeks where you are struggling with your saboteurs, with your judge, with your lack of compassion and empathy for yourself, whatever it may be that you are working through. That's what we work through in a group session on Zoom. And that's what I help you with as a coach. So I do hope you're going to come and join us for the next Positive Intelligence program. I like to start them in the first week of each month. So that will be the first Friday of the month is when the first video drops. And I like to know that everybody is in just before the end of the month so that I can get you started. There's a welcome module at the beginning. And I'm having the most incredible results with my clients. They are changing their relationships. They are feeling better in themselves. They are building their self-esteem and confidence. They are improving their performance in their work lives and just having the most amazing time. Everyone has a different transformation when they come to positive intelligence, and it grows on itself. There is a foundation program. It's 7 weeks long, and then you move into what's called applications, where you start applying positive intelligence to your life. And I highly recommend you take the option to do the 12-month mastermind, where you are working through positive intelligence on the app and with me for 12 full months, because that's when you start to make it a complete priority in your life. And you also start to have the biggest shifts. I have been working with a couple of people for the last 7 months, nearly 7 months, and we have seen huge changes and just a totally different presence and a different emotional sense of well-being with the people who are in for the longest, including myself. I can see my performance has improved phenomenally since being with this program. I came into the program as a struggling coach, and I've been building my coaching business through positive intelligence, and it has been just perfect for me. And I would love to welcome you into the program. So do take a look. There's a bit more information below this, and possibly take the assessment where you assess which saboteurs are your top ones. You probably have a good idea anyway, just from listening to what the saboteurs are, but take the assessment and find out exactly who your accomplice saboteurs are. And then come and have a call with me if you'd like to have more information or ask me more questions before you commit, or just click the button below and get into the program. Why wait? If you're an avoider, I understand. You're going to procrastinate. You're going to think of it every which way. Maybe if you're a stickler as well. I shouldn't say if you are, it's a part of the brain. And one of the first things we learn how to do in positive intelligence is to put those saboteurs outside of ourselves, to intercept them and to look at them as not who we really are, but as something that is a part of us that we can choose to put aside whenever we choose, and move into that sage brain and handle things differently. So we tend to hold on to our saboteurs pretty hard, especially if we've had them all our lives. If I take myself for an example, I have a very strong pleaser. And the upside of the pleaser, the strength of the pleaser, is that we are very kind and loving and compassionate, and we're there for others. But when we overuse and abuse that strength, we tend to get very depleted and very resentful. And so it is about balancing that out. So you're still going to be in your strengths. You're not going to lose your strengths, but you are going to gain a different perspective and be more in sage, more in your wise brain, using things in a different way and not overusing and abusing them. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I look forward to welcoming you into the program. I would love to see you there. Bye for now.